Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Danica. You can find me on Instagram and Poshmark and eBay and YouTube at thrifty_stew. I am a full-time flight attendant usually, but I haven't worked since April because of the pandemic, so I've been reselling full-time. I started reselling on Poshmark in August of 2019, so I've been doing it for just over a year. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you've watched my videos before, thank you for coming back. I appreciate it, and make sure you subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. Now, today's video, I wanted to do a recap of Poshfest. Like I said, I started reselling on Poshmark last August, and Poshfest is usually around this time, I think October. So last year, I didn't even really know it existed, and but I did watch the State of the Posh Union on YouTube and just found it really inspiring. This year, obviously, I would have loved to participate in real life and meet all my PFFs, but next year, hopefully. But yeah, I just wanted to give a recap. I did pay the $26 for the premium access. I figured even if I didn't really learn anything, at least I would get the box of swag with the shirt, and that was enough of an incentive for me. So I also wanted to give the Canadian perspective on Poshfest. I think Poshmark has only been in Canada since last June, I think, May or June. So it is still pretty new up here, and it's so easy to compare ourselves to the US poshers who've been doing this for years. And I think Poshmark in the States is a well-oiled machine mostly, and in Canada, it just sometimes feels like it's not the same experience. Not a huge complaint, it's just different. And growing up in Canada, we're always kind of looking down at the US like, oh, they have all the cool stuff, they have all the nice things, and we wish we could have them. So let's dive in. You can watch the main panel sessions on YouTube without the premium access. So if you did not pay for the access to Poshfest, you can still watch the State of the Posh Union address. You can watch the other panels there were yesterday, Poshing in Unprecedented Times, and there was another one, and then today there was the fireside chat with Serena Williams. There was a fireside chat with someone else named Natalie, and there was another panel today. But you can watch those, I'm pretty sure all of those on YouTube on the Poshmark channel, so I will link that below. Now, because you can watch those, I don't want to go too much into detail into Manish's State of the Posh Union address. I just wanted to hit the main points and how I felt about them. So first off, obviously Manish always talking about Posh love, and what I really liked about the beginning of his address was how he said that Poshmark is like one of the only places where people will go out of their way to find new poshers and welcome them, which is so true. A lot of people do seek out new poshers and follow their closets, share their closets. I do that once in a while when I remember to do it, when I'm in the mood. And just welcoming new poshers. Did mention there are 1 million Canadian poshers. So when you consider our population is like 35 million, that's not bad. We've only been here for a year, so that's awesome. 16 million US poshers. He talked about the new tools they have integrated in the last year. The Just Pick tool, which I don't know if I think I've seen it, but not consistently, where let's say I'm looking at Levi's jeans all the time and someone lists a pair that's in my size, they'll say, hey, this looks like something you might be interested in. The reposh tool, which is if you receive something and then you want to sell it, you can just hit reposh and then it populates a description for you. You still have to use your own pictures. And the Posh stories, which is similar to Instagram stories. Not super sure how I feel about Posh stories yet, but we'll talk about that a little bit more later. He also went over some new features that they are working on, which is making the stories permanent. So you can kind of like pin them to have, like, let's say you're having a sale for a month. You could have a story saying 50% off in my closet for the month of October and have that story stay in your closet for that long. You could also pin them into listings, which is really cool because if you want to take a video of how something fits, which is similar. Depop, I know you can add video to a listing, and Etsy, I think, also has a video feature. I'm not on Etsy, but I'm pretty sure I've seen that. New filters rolled out yesterday. I did take a look. I don't know if I'm going to use them, but they are way better than the filters Poshmark had before. So much better. There's going to be more size options, more color options, more categories that we can sell in. So I'm guessing Poshmark wants to compete with Mercari in regards to that. We don't have Mercari in Canada, so I don't know if all the categories are going to be available up here as well, but I'm hoping they are. If you're Canadian, what I'm thinking is that it's going to be as if Poshmark and Kijiji had a baby, but stay on Poshmark. So it'll be like more miscellaneous categories, but in a social platform like Poshmark. They also keep teasing the cross-border shipping. They talk about cross-border shipping all the time, and there's never, ever, ever a timeline. Like, literally, anytime you talk to someone on Team Poshmark Canada and you're like, hey, just curious, there's, like, this is no shade to them, because I'm sure they just don't have a timeline, but it's just like they keep talking about it, and I have no idea how close they are to making that a reality, but obviously I'm so excited because, like I said, we have 1 million Poshers in Canada and 16 million in the States, so it would just open the pool of Poshers wide open, and also the exchange rate would be so good for US buyers to buy from our closets. So yeah, cross-border shipping. And then he also mentioned something about donating a portion of your earnings to charity. I feel like he said that was a feature people asked for. I don't know who asked for that. If I want to donate to charity, I can just do it myself and get a tax receipt. I don't know if Poshmark would be giving out tax receipts if you decide to do that. Again, I'm sure some of these features will be available only on the US side and not on the Canadian side. Now, the breakout sessions, I'm only going to go over the ones that I actually enjoyed. Some of the speakers at the sessions, just like I don't know how they were picked, but there were some sessions that I really, really enjoyed and took a lot away from. But anyway, so the first, on day one, I did the Graham Keeps Growing breakout session with Coco, who I love, and Hannah, who's handpicked by Han, I think, on Instagram. And they were just like two people who were so perfect to speak on this topic because I admire Coco's Instagram so much. You go to her page, you know exactly what kind of posts she's gonna have. She has such a distinct style and brand, and that's something I really admire of Coco. And then Hannah just has like a really gorgeous Instagram as well. And so my main takeaways from the Instagram breakout session was to lead with authenticity, find your voice, find your vibe, use the analytic tools. So make your Instagram a business Instagram page, and then you can use the tools to see which posts are doing well, which posts aren't doing well. Put the hashtags in the description, not in the comments. You can Google hashtags. I'm gonna make lists and put them in the notes in my phone so I can just copy paste, rotate through them. I was doing that a while ago and then I stopped. And that your bio is really important. In the bio, you want it to be eye-catching, you want to have a mission statement, and also mentioned to put in where you live. So I changed my bio right away after that, and I love it. Now to move on, there was a breakout session about growing your Instagram, or not your Instagram, your Poshmark closet. And it had Team Posh members speaking on that. So a lot of it was talking about SEO, which is search engine optimization. So if someone is looking for a pair of Levi's jeans and they Google Levi's jeans, is my listing going to come up? Because people can check out on Poshmark as a guest. You don't need to have an account to shop on Poshmark. If someone Googles it and they find it and they want it, they can buy it, and they can buy it full price. So when talking about SEO, the main points were to make your title and your description as searchable as possible. You want to start with the brand. So Levi's, ribcage, wide leg, crop, light wash, jeans. You don't need to put the size. It's a waste of space. You don't need to put emojis. That makes it hard for Google to find. And then I just took Nicole State's course, and she said to copy and paste the title into the first line of the description, but then they're saying not to do that, to put it in a different order. So I don't know who to believe. But anyway, you want to also have your first line of your description be something similar to your title so that Google finds it easier. You want keywords. They also talked about scanning the tag to find new tags items, or maybe people can scan on Google. I'm not sure. Putting the style number in the description helps too, because some people look for specific styles, especially if something is sold out. I think a lot of this is prevalent in the sneakers collectors. They know exactly what the style number is of the sneakers they're looking for. They also said it does matter which order you put the color in. So if something is blue with orange polka dots, you should select blue first and then put orange, not orange, and then blue. It makes a difference. And the dominant brand. So if you have, perfect example everyone knows about is Anthropologie has 1,000 sub-brands. You want to list it under Anthropologie. For Canadians, a good example is Aritzia. I guess that's kind of starting in the States too, but they have Wilfred, Babaton, TNA, all that. I always list it as Aritzia, Wilfred, blah, 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 blah. And for unisex items, you want to list it as the actual size, is what they said, because they just won't give us this unisex section. Okay, so then the hackathon. I'm not sure if the hackathon is on YouTube, but the hackathon is when they talk about all the new features they're going to be coming out with. They had people submit ideas earlier this month or September, and so this is the takeaway. There are also really good recaps on Instagram. I saw Kristen, Voyage is a Verb, did an awesome post, and she's been making reels about Poshfest with really good information, and so has Jay, who's Fashion Without Trashin. Anyway, so here's my take on the hackathon. They talked about being able to search within your closet or within someone else's closet, which is huge because I just know I've sometimes, like, if I'm relisting something and I have a lot of that brand, that's usually the fastest way to find it, but this would make it even faster. You can sort your closet by the amount of likes. There's going to be a party view, so if there's a party happening, you can switch that view on, and all your listings that are eligible to share into the party will show up, and you can do that to other closets too, so you can share their closet into the party if you wanted to. You can search through your sales and through your purchases. Bulk label printing, so instead of going into every label and printing it, you'll be able to print every one that's not shipped yet and then mark them all as shipped, which is amazing. There is going to be a new feature where if someone goes into your closet and likes a bunch of stuff, it'll automatically put it into a bundle for them instead of us having to go into their profile, make a bundle, switch to sell view, add the items into the bundle. Although I don't know how this is going to work because honestly, I haven't had any luck creating bundles from someone who's liked a few things from my closet and sending them a message, only if I'm having like a 2 for $25 sale and I'll put the 2 items in and offer them $25 and they'll accept. But otherwise, I do it because on the off chance that it's going to be that one person who ends up purchasing. But yeah, I don't know. So that was this morning, which was, I really liked that. The hackathon, I think the new features are going to be awesome. I don't know if there was a timeline for that. I think in the next few months. So we'll see what happens. And then today, yeah, that was also today, but later today, I did the breakout session with Moki Beth and Becky Park about YouTube, and I've wrote so many notes down, so much information. So I don't know how many of you are also interested in starting your YouTube channel. I started my channel, I think, in March. I've been very inconsistent here. And that was basically the main takeaway from the YouTube breakout session is you need to be consistent. And you just need to start documenting whatever. Creating a vision, manifesting it, deciding what I want my YouTube channel to look like, planning out your content. So there are ways to grow your YouTube to make sure you show up more in the search and the recommended videos, using the keywords in your titles and your descriptions. If you're doing a weekly series, using that same title, the same description, Google will eventually say, okay, this is what this channel is about. We're going to start recommending this channel if someone looks at this other channel's videos, which is huge. You should commit to a schedule. I kind of came up with a few ideas, so hopefully I can commit to that. It's not like I'm doing anything else until I go back to work. So we'll see what happens. And they also talked about how people will mostly come to YouTube to either learn about a specific topic or to escape, like have background noise or whatever. So it's important to remember that there is space for everyone. I think a lot of time I want to grow my YouTube, and it's just because it's fun for me, but not knowing what valuable information I can bring to the table, and what sets me apart from other channels, what value I can bring, basically. So you need to lean into your authenticity, word of the weekend, and yeah. So I just thought I would do a little recap of Poshfest for you guys to test out those things I learned at the breakout session. And then last but not least, I joined the Poshing the Canadian Poshmark breakout session, and it was so nice to see familiar faces and just chat. And then again, talking about shipping, because I kind of had to choose my breakout sessions depending on if something would be relevant to me as a Canadian posher or not. Anything that has to do with shipping is not really relevant to us because we don't get free shipping supplies, which is no one's fault. That's a USPS service that is provided to American people, not just poshers. Anything with bookkeeping or taxes is just not relevant to us. I wish they would include us a little bit more and had like a Canadian taxes and bookkeeping breakout session, because I think a lot of us would have signed up for that and would have been taking notes and would have really, really used that information. So that's really the only complaint I would have, I would say, is that it's still, even though Poshmark is in Canada, it's still very much an American app, and it's like it's an American app and we're just kind of there. There's not like even the Poshmark giveaways we can't enter. There's like Posh fixins, we can't buy them because they're on the US Poshmark closet. There's so many things that are like small things to me that they could do to include us more in the community. So that's really my only complaint, but overall I love selling on Poshmark. I love the community. I think it's just growing pains. They're still growing in Canada, so I try to be patient with that. And yeah, so let me know in the comments if you were at Poshfest and what your main takeaways were, what your favorite breakout sessions were. If you did pay for the premium access, there is a link on the Poshfest 2020 Facebook group that has the breakout sessions. I think they're going to be available until Sunday, October 4th. For day one, and then they're also going to be adding in the breakout sessions for today onto, I think it's like a private YouTube, because I tried looking on their channel and they're not there, because then I was like, well, what was the point of me paying for it if it's just going to be available to everyone? But it's not. So use the link in the Facebook group and you'll have access to breakout sessions. So even if you went to one and you wanted to see another, you'll be able to get all the information. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, let me know what you thought of Poshfest, if it was your first time, how you thought the virtual Poshfest compared to in real life. And again, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you soon.